All right, time to update my insurance information with Amazon Relay. I figure let's do a quick walkthrough on it and then talk about some of the pitfalls that I have found myself in. Let's get after it. All right, as far as the walkthrough is concerned, it's a piece of cake. There's 4 bits of information you need to have. You need to have your insurance company's name, a contact email for somebody at that insurance, a telephone number, and your policy number. Now, to get to these things, you're going to go down on the left-hand side of your menu. You're going to click on Carrier Account. You're then going to click on Documents, and it should default, but if it doesn't default, you want to click on the window inside that says Insurance. Is there a catch? Of course there is. There always is a catch. And this catch is, in wanting to do everything right. After allegedly screwing this up last year, I wanted to be sure I was following all their instruction. And they have a little 6-minute instructional course. I can't show it here because it's proprietary with Amazon. I don't have their consent to show it. But about 4 minutes into this 6-minute course, they have the verbiage that says, be sure and do all insurance updates at a desktop computer. Now, this was kind of news to me as far as Amazon's concerned, everything they want to be done is like either mobile, on the phone, through the app, everything like that. And it was just strange to me that, 2/3 of the way through this video, they're like, oh, be sure and do this at a desktop. So I followed those instructions. I did it at a desktop, but just know that if you're following their instructions, you should be doing it at a desktop as well. So I've done my part. I mean, the policy in question is my general liability policy. It's my cheap insurance policy. It's paid in full. It goes into effect on midnight on March 1st. They have the information more than 5 days in advance. Everything should be good. Not to rehash last year's story. I made prior content on it. I was ready to quit last year because, not to rehash the whole thing, but basically I did the same thing. I let them know well in advance that my insurance was changing. The night of, they changed it. And then I think it was like 48 hours into them having the new updated, or 48 hours after they had updated the stuff, they're like, oh, we need to check on one more thing. We need additional information. And they blocked me from the load board. Now, the problem with that was I had already had loads booked in the future, and they're like, well, until we get this insurance stuff straightened out, we're going to automatically reject those loads, and those rejections counted against my score, and I was heated over it. I mean, it was just one of those things, and, I'm the type of person, you can fool me once, but I rarely allow myself to get into that position of like, oh, you fooled me twice. And so, moving forward with this, I know I've done my part. I've provided them the information. The policy's good. The policy's paid in full. However, when March 1st comes around and it comes time for them to actually put it on there, I'm not going to fall for the same trick I did last time. See, last time I saw the little green lights next to March 1st and it's like, I'm good to work. I'm going to still give it probably 3 or 4 days minimum before I book anything with them, because I don't want to give them the opportunity again to come back and say like, oh, we need to find one more thing out. Even though you did your part, we're going to reject these loads. That was unacceptable for me last year, and it's a mistake I'm not going to make twice. So March 1st, going to take at least 4 days off minimum. So let's talk about wishes here for a minute, because I have 3. I wish that they would explain why it has to be done on a desktop and can't be done on a phone or a tablet. Like, that would be great to know. 2, I wish that they would put that verbiage on the data input screen on your phone, so hey, I need to be doing this at a desktop and not my phone. Not having the verbiage there, but having the verbiage 4 minutes into a 6-minute training is kind of like ill-placed, I feel like. And last but not least, I updated all the stuff earlier today. Today's Friday the 23rd. I wish that it would tell me, hey, you entered in your stuff, we're checking on it, we'll let you know. But, it kind of leaves me at the screen of like, your stuff still expires on the 29th, which doesn't really... my confidence level is not high on that. But, regardless, I have no problem booking work between now and February 29th because there's no change going into that policy. It's from March 1st to March 4th. That's kind of the danger zone that I'm kind of worried about as far as, booking any future things, having them automatically rejected it because they wanted to check one more thing. So in closing, when it comes time to update it from a desktop. Be sure you're doing it at least 5 days prior to your old policy canceling. Keep in mind weekends don't count, so 5 days prior on there. And if you don't want to go back and watch the video I made last year around this time, that's fine. I would highly encourage you to go back and check out the comments of it. What happened to me actually does happen to a lot of people, and it's just, if you're going to go forward with Amazon, these little insurance updates, these are going to happen depending on how your policies are staggered. It's either going to happen once or twice a year when the general liability or general auto comes due. So you know, when you have these changes coming up, I would definitely recommend taking a few days off just to be sure they work out like all the kinks. I hope this video serves you well. Appreciate you for watching. Take care.